Hey there viewers, so I'm Mr. Alex and we're here to do a zombie deck profile. I'll zoom in a little bit more. So yeah, zombies are really great. It's not a great deck, but it's just a really fun deck. I like it a lot. It's really solid, got great recovery, and like I said, just overall ton of fun. So absolutely just a pleasure playing this deck. So, and it's kind of like budget friendly as well, so it's not like overly, it's not exactly Thunder Dragon's expensive. So, a lot of players can afford to play this deck, which is always really nice to see. So it's always good having some expensive decks, but always comes a point where it's like limiting so many people on playing the deck. So, but this deck is nice and budget friendly. If you decide to go down that budget route. So yes, we'll get to the extra deck in a minute. Let's go through the main deck. So, Doom King Boulder Rock. So this card is so good. So level 8, 2800. So during the standby phase, if a face-up card is in the field zone and this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon it in defense. So if you're going against Trick Stars, they have like stage. If you're going against like Strikers, they've got Area Space up. If you've got your Zombie World or any other field spells, then yeah, this is fantastic and just special summon itself for free every standby phase. So this next effect, basically once per chain, you can, if a zombie monster activates this effect, you can banish the monster or negate the effect. And you can only use one each per turn. But I know you're thinking, like, how do I get zombies? Well, the field spell Zombie World makes it so the opponent's monsters become zombies on the field and in the graveyard. So this thing is fantastic when Zombie World is up. You can negate hand traps. Right, yeah. Yeah, you can negate Ash Blossom, I suppose, and some other hand traps. You won't be able to get rid of Effect Veiler, but Ash Blossom, Ghost Spell you can negate. You can also negate all their other effects in the graveyard, banish them instead. So just really fantastic. So, and 2000 defense, 2800 attack is pretty decent as well. So it's not a whole lot in terms of attack can really get over this. So just a really good card. So we have our Vampire card, Vampire Fallen. So basically, when an attack is declared, when a monster declares an attack, you can special summon this card from your hand. Oh, I didn't realise it was any monster. You're going to use the effects once a turn. So basically, if any monster attacks, just special summon it. And basically, when a zombie monster battles, whether it's being attacked or attacked, you can basically pay up to 3,000 life points, and that monster gains the attack and defense. So, say if your monster was on 1,000 and theirs on 2,000, you can basically pay 1,100. So you can pay 3,000 life points in the hundreds. So you can pay like 1,100, 2,100. So yeah, it's just really good. So whenever your zombie monster attacks, you can pretty much get over anything, which is great. Oops, my bad. Sorry about this, viewers. There we are. So Necrold Banshee, we do play 3 of. So basically, when she's on the field, you cannot target Zombie World with any card effects. And when she's on field or in the graveyard, quick effect, you can basically banish her from field or graveyard, and she basically activates Zombie World directly from deck. So really good card, and just gets your Zombie World out for your plays. I mean, Zombie World is pretty important, but it's not like essential. But it does help a lot of plays. So, you got your one Unizombie and your Solitaire. Basically, all Solitaire does is he can tribute himself or another zombie monster, and to basically bring out a zombie monster with 0 defense, which will always be your Unizombie. So you can target one face-up monster on the field. Discard 1 card, and obviously zombies are revolved around the graveyard, so discarding is great. So yeah, you get a discard 1, that's great. Sorry about that, just quickly pause the video. And his other effect, which is separate from the first effect, there is a full stop. You can basically target card on the field again. It increases level by 1, same with the first effect, and you get to send a zombie monster from your deck to the graveyard, which I'll show you a bit later on which one you would always choose. So yeah, just really good, gets all your zombies in the graveyard, and just extends your plays by a lot. free Gozuki, and then you free Mizuki. Let's play Mizuki first, a bit simpler. Banish this card from your graveyard, then target one monster in your graveyard, special summon it. So you've got your Doom King. If you've already got two, and you know one's going to be special summoned in the standby phase, get him out, get your Fraulein out, get any other zombies out. So just really great. And then Gozuki. During the main phase, you can send one zombie-type monster from your deck to graveyard, which is phenomenal. Similar to Unizombie. And if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can banish one zombie-type monster from your graveyard, except himself, special one zombie-type monster from your hand. So if you have like Doom King in your hand, which you can't summon, then you can just bring that out by using that effect. So really, really good card. Now your one Armageddon Knight, he basically sends, when this card is summoned, special one, you can send one dark monster from your deck to graveyard. So pretty, and now, so yeah, pretty standard effect, not too complicated. Now this is your main card you will be sending to the graveyard or discarding. So Glow Up Bloom is kind of the counter to, or the opposite to Glow Up Bulb. Sorry about that, pause again. So if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, add one level 5 or higher zombie monster from your deck to hand, so your Doom King or your Fraulein, any of those cards. But if Zombie World is in the field zone, you can special summon it instead, which is insane, but you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except the zombie monsters. So yeah, that is phenomenal. So literally, if you have Zombie World, you can literally just special summon this guy for free, and that is just absolutely incredible. So yeah, really, really fantastic card. And now your hand traps, 2 Ash, and Bell, I think is really important because your deck revolves around graveyard. Called by the Grave does hurt this deck quite a lot, especially if you send Glow Up Bloom and it just gets called. So Ghost Bell is really important for that, but she can negate Called by the Grave. So obviously Ash is just pretty simple. I'm not going to bother explaining Ash, but some of you may not know. You can basically discard this card, and then negate the activation. So if they activate any of these effects or cards, then you can negate the cards or effects. Add a card from graveyard to hand, or deck or extra deck. So if they want to like return cards from the graveyard back to the deck or extra deck, you can negate that. Special summons a monster or monsters from the graveyard, pretty good. So count as Monster Reborn, and banish a card from the graveyard. So yeah, obviously phenomenal card for this deck. So really, really important, just because she stops called. And she also may stop your opponent's plays a bit later on. She's pretty situational, but I do have her here just for that reason. Now for your spells. Free Zombie World. Basically, it makes all monsters on the field and graveyard zombie. And also for your plays later on with the effects. Book of Life. Target one zombie type monster in the graveyard and one monster in your opponent's graveyard. Special summon your zombie and then banish their monster. So a bit of a nice called and a Monster Reborn. Allure of Darkness. You basically draw 2 cards and you get a banish. Had to pause again, sorry. But draw 2 cards and then banish 1 dark monster from your hand. So really, really good extender. Foolish Barrel sends a monster from deck to graveyard. Twin Twisters, discard a card, which could help. If you've got Glow Up Bloom in your hand or Doom King, put them in the graveyard. Draw some spell and trap cards. Reasoning. So basically, your opponent declares a monster level, and you basically keep excavating cards until you get a monster you can special summon, which is any monster in here. But if they chose the right level, then it goes to graveyard. But you know, if it's Glow Up Bloom and they get it right or something, then just sends them to graveyard or special summon them. It's great. So either way, that card is phenomenal. Monster Reborn and 2 Solemn Strikes as well. So now we will get on to the extra deck now. So yeah, the extra deck's pretty cool in this deck. So unfortunately, there are cards I could probably put in that I don't have, but I'll talk to them in a minute. So there are some cards a bit more generic I just won't bother talking about. So Vampire Sucker is pretty cool in this deck. She basically requires 2 zombie monsters. So if you would tribute for a tribute summon, which you wouldn't really do, but you do have the option, You can basically tribute a zombie monster your opponent controls instead. So if you had Zombie World on the field, then you can just tribute their monsters. So if you could summon, if there are 2 monsters and you want to bring Doom King out, you can basically tribute their monsters if you have this, which is pretty cool if you haven't already normal summoned. So, and now you can use her. Now we'll talk about her effects once per turn. You can only use following effects of Vampire Psycho once per turn. Target 1 monster in your opponent's graveyard, special summon it to your opponent's field in defense position. It becomes a zombie. And if a zombie monster is special summoned from either graveyard, draw 1 card. So if you special summon from your graveyard, then you basically get a draw. Or if they have a really weak monster, you bring out from their graveyard, draw a card. Just a really good extender and really nice little arrows as well. Now, for your generic, now I don't have Boar Sword unfortunately, but yeah, I do have like Boarload, a Boreal Guard, Griffin. Not the best choices, but I'm liking them. Summon Sorceress, Trisomania, Cerberus. Now, Link Krebo is really, really good in this deck. So basically, your Glow Up Bloom is level 1, so you can just tribute off. Castell. Crystal Wing, you can bring it out. You have a level 7 Synchro, just use Glow Up Bloom with it, and then you're done. Bills. And now for the kind of new card. So basically, it gains 100 attack for each zombie monster on the field and graveyard, which is pretty powerful if you ask me. And when another zombie monster is drawn a battle, when another zombie monster is drawn by battle and sent to graveyard, you special summon zombie monster from either player's graveyard, which is really, really good. So yeah, that's my zombie deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed. And yeah, I'll see you all later. Bye!